Inside PressBox is presented by Freedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to freedmontmortgage.com now for all of your mortgage needs. And welcome to another edition of Inside PressBox presented by Freedmont Mortgage. I'm your host, Stan the Fan Charles. Everyone needs to be respected for who they are, and the Orioles have recently begun a new campaign that gives hope to LGBT youth as the O's join the It Gets Better project. Later, I'll talk with Orioles Director of Communications Greg Bader about the initiative, and Sean Hull of the third annual Flip Flop Festivus event at Silo Point in Baltimore on September 10th will also be here. The event benefits the Life and Breath Foundation, which fights the insidious disease of sarcoidosis. We'll find out more about that. But first, about to kick off his third season as head football coach of the Towson Tigers is my friend Rob Ambrose, here to give us a preview of the upcoming season, and we thank you for being here, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Stan.
Rob, 2 years, the wins and losses been terrible, but you had to have known, without knowing numbers, you knew that this was a project.
I knew exactly what I was getting into. I knew it was a long-term plan, and I'm excited about where it's come from, and I'm really excited about where it's going.
Where is it going this year?
Somebody asked me that I would be disappointed if blank. I'd be extremely disappointed if we don't continue to grow and progress at the rate that we've done so far. And to be honest, as you get farther into it, you expect the ball to move faster. We're going to win some ball games this year. We're going to win ball games that people thought we would have no right winning. And I don't have any doubts about that.
Is the talent level appreciably better than when you took over? In other words, is that what you had to do?
That was part of it. It was a culture change and attitude in the Division I style mentality that our sister schools have been doing this for quite some time.
Right.
They're historically proficient at going out and recruiting Division I caliber athletes, training them, feeding them, building them, growing them, both academically and athletically. And that was a big culture shock for our kids. And now we got to the point where we have a full-time strength conditioning coach named Jeremy Pick, does a great job. And our kids actually understand what it takes. And then it's a job, and that you have to really commit yourself and sacrifice, unlike a normal student.
No knock at his predecessors, but Mike Waddell brings certainly a different energy, more of a big league flair to the athletic director's chair. Now, he observed you for a year and all that. What's the relationship like, and is my read, while I don't expect you to criticize him,
okay,
is my read accurate that he brings a little bit more to the table?
Without a doubt. It's not a knock on anybody before, but our former president Bob Kretz said to me, I want football to carry the flag, and that we need to get this done. We had an administration where nobody understood Division I football. Now you bring in a guy like Mike Waddell, whose last stop was in the Big East, along with mine, and we had somewhat of a relationship ahead of time, in that he was in Cincinnati and I was at UConn. And the year they won the BCS and took the bid from our league, their only loss in the league was from us. So we go back a ways, and he does bring a different perspective, a different culture, an attitude, and a drive that's it's not a 9-to-5er, which is my way. My wife complains that he and I talk on the phone before 6 a.m. and after 11 o'clock more than she and I talk all day, but we're getting things done in a hurry.
What side of the ball do the Tigers have to improve most on this year?
There's a lot of room for improvement all the way around, and there's been growth in each section. Special teams grew immensely in the last year. Defense got a lot better with the exception of some third downs and some goal line stands. And we've spent more time inside the red zone in practice this camp than any two camps I've ever been involved in. Offensively, we need to secure the quarterback position, which has been difficult for us. We need to keep the offensive line healthy, which 2 years ago was just ridiculously terrible. And we need somebody at the tailback position to stand up and say, I'm the guy.
You got the right guy this year to do that?
Well, for the tailback position, we decided that we were going to take our two guys, Dominic Booker and Tremaine Dameron, and keep building them and making them better. But we brought in two transfers, one from Boston College in Sterling Pfeiffer, and one from Colorado in Trey Jones. And competition breeds success, and we got a lot better at tailback.
That's good to hear. Now let me ask you this. I noticed that your first 3 games are at home, then you play at Maryland, and then you're back home for game 4. So that's 4 out of the first 5 games are in your stadium, and 5 of them, your first 5, are in the state. That's got to help a little bit too, doesn't it, Rob?
It does. We don't, thanks to Mike and some aggressive scheduling moves that we made in the offseason, we don't have to leave the state until mid-October. And I hate to, there's no other way to say this, but you're going to fight stronger. You're going to be more aggressive. You're going to defend your land when it's your land. And our kids are jacked about being able to play at home that long.
You've moved, and I guess it's Mike's decision. Your games are all at night this year, your home games. Mm-hmm. Is that to try and turn it into a little bit more of an event atmosphere?
This is a conversation that he and I have been having for almost a year now, in that from a coach's perspective, you don't want to play night games. You never want to play night games, ever. You don't want to sit around all Saturday and think about it. Yep. You want to go to war and be at war. But for what we're trying to build in the culture and the excitement and the change, there's more of an opportunity. Guys my age have little kids that have youth games during the day, and they still want to go to games at night. People want to go have fun at night, and we will become the event in town. Mike's done a great job with what this is going to be.
All right, we look forward to seeing it. It starts on September the 3rd, correct?
Got it.
Against the Morgan State Bears right there at Minnigan Field, Johnny Unitas Stadium, and we wish you nothing but the best this year.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in. He gave up his team meeting tonight for this. Thank you very much. Inside PressBox is presented by Friedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to FriedmontMortgage.com for all of your mortgage needs.